Greetings, Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder here for another episode of the Diesel Funk Dispatch. I'm still in Fayetteville, Georgia. We'll be heading to Stone Mountain, I believe, later on tonight to be over at my parents' house to help them out there and also get a little bit of work done out that way. It's been a good stay here last 5-6 days. Asala went great over the weekend, and now we're starting up on the next go around here. Now I'm having a few issues with Substack. I don't know why Substack is misbehaving, but we're gonna just leave it because Substack seems kind of finicky. But that's all right. I don't mind. So Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, the author and illustrator of this book, Maddie's Rocket, the illustrator of this book, along with author Dr. Walter Grayson, and the author illustrator of this book, Infinitum, an Afrofuturist Tale. Now, I believe you guys should be able to hear me. Let me just check and see if the streams are going well. Instagram seems to be rocking and rolling, which is good. YouTube is rocking and rolling. Facebook appears to be rocking and rolling. Substack is that's my problem child today. And of course, LinkedIn is rocking and rolling as well. So we're going to see what's happening. I'm not going to worry about Substack for the moment. And that is primarily because, let me turn this off. Let me turn Substack off here. And I'm going to see about trying to see if I can get that, because I think Substack is important towards what I'm trying to do. I'm going to right click there. We're going to generate a new stream, new live video. Alrighty, let's see what happens here. Bam. Nope, that is not the one we want. Go backspace here, we'll figure it out. We had a pretty good work day today. Today, I have to go to my niece's volleyball match. She's in costume, uniform, and she's had her dinner and stuff, and it starts at 7, so I think I'll probably be going maybe to like 6:30, and we'll work it from there. In the interim, we're going to see what work we can get done. I'm going to be working pretty late tonight. Maybe we'll see how it goes. We'll see, but we're going to keep crunching and getting things done. Had a lot of interesting events and things happen. Also, just to let you guys know, I'm working on multiple projects. Let's go to our desktop here. So you guys know, at least for those folks who are viewing, I've been doing this project called High John Conqueror, and I've been trying to do it. Whoa, what in the world is going on there? That is not working, and I don't know why that's not working. You know what? We're not going to worry about this. We're going to learning how to troubleshoot in real time. Now I'm going to go here, double click. I'm going to make sure that we are rocking and rolling on rock and rolling on Facebook here and all of the different Facebook posts, and hopefully we can pull it all together. We're generating a stream key as well in Substack, and we'll see if Substack decides, hey, you know what, let's play nice. All right, so we're going to go here. All right. I've been looking a little bit at Gary Vee. He has this new project called the Stan Challenge, because Stan is a kind of appears to be some sort of revenue generating forum for creators, content creators. And I think that's pretty cool. I just have to just make sure that I'm paying attention to what he's doing. Also, another thing I'm going to do here. Hang on one second. Let's see. Should I put that there? Nah, for right now, I'm just going to leave that. All right, let's go here. Let's go to Tim Fielder. We're just going to copy paste very quickly and then get back to Diesel Funk. A little bit sleepy because yesterday was the official birthday of my nephew, and we took him out to dinner night before last. Is that right? Night before last? Yeah, on the 28th, and then last night was his actual birthday. So he wanted these cookies that my brother chocolate chip cookies that really are not healthy to eat, but they're my wife calls them devil cookies. That's how good they are. But it's like they're pretty incredible. All right, so Facebook seems to be running. Tim Fielder page is up and rocking and rolling. Diesel Funk is rocking and rolling. All right, so hi, John Conqueror. As you guys know, well, maybe you don't, again, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm doing an online comic with the intention, and there are other online comics out there that have been really very prominent, not web comics, I mean social media based comics that are pretty prominent out there. Now I'm sitting out here, I probably should have. I did lunch just back then, but I didn't stick with it because I didn't know what I was doing, and all kinds of insecurities that I have to go through. But with this here, with Hi John, my thought was, okay, you have to take your work to where the readers are. That's really what you have to do. You have to take your work to where. Okay. So, all right. So, Substack seems to have really crapped out today, but that's all right. I said try streaming with an old stream key, but that's okay. Now we'll go to new live video. Go one more time. I don't know what's going to happen here. Nope. That's so weird. We might have to just leave Substack alone today. We might have to leave Substack alone today, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so again, Hi John Conqueror is a retro Afrofuturist story. Of course, a lot of folks know at this point that I specialize that Maddie's Rocket is based in a kind of alternative 1930s, 1940s project. And Hi John Conqueror is based in a kind of retro Afrofuturist antebellum South kind of period because it's based in the same time period, just right at the end of the Civil War. It's based in the same time period as John Carter because it is heavily, heavily influenced by John Carter, Warlord of Mars, the Princess of Mars series, written by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I have an interest in taking the works of Edgar Rice Burroughs, my man who created Conan the Barbarian, Robert E. Howard, and the work of H.P. Lovecraft, who all had kind of very interesting, particularly with Lovecraft, they were unapologetic racists, particularly Lovecraft. And what I've always had an interest in doing as a visual Afrofuturist is reforming those conversations, reframing them. And that's the power of being an Afrofuturist. I was reading, there was someone had posted something that was Afrofuturist, and then you had the trolls who come out. And one of the trolls was stating that he found the remaking of the past, the re-envisioning of the past, hilarious when it comes to kind of stuff. You got obviously DEI, blah, 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 blah. But really what it is that the American story is really about the re-envisioning this country is founded on all kinds of bloodlust and starvation and oppression, and we try to leave that part out. Next year will be the 250th anniversary of this country, and I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I will be celebrating it in the way I kind of was offered an opportunity to do something that's pretty major, but I don't know, because I don't know if I'm feeling all that patriotic lately, but that's just me, that's just my opinion. So that's where we are. Okay, so we're gonna go here, we're gonna put that back. All right, we're gonna try Substack one more time. I'm gonna copy here, we're gonna go to Substack, I'm gonna go here, right? Okay, good. Then we're gonna copy here, and then we're gonna go here. Now, we got that straight. So we're now going to turn on Substack Live. Now, Substack at least should be receiving my live signal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and we're going to let that, give it a moment to catch up. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, we're not going to worry about it. Okay, so we are now streaming, thank goodness, to Substack. So this is great. This is great. So that's live. Feel good about that. Okay. Facebook appears to be rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for that. Okay. I think, hello, MSX Andy, I guess. All right. So, hi, John. So the idea is to do something that is not just a still comic, because putting up still images are great. It's something I debated about doing, but I wanted to be able to both produce a comic that would reveal itself over time by using video. I'm not trying to do animation. What I'm trying to do is to use the tools inherent in Clip Studio Paint that allows you to play back your drawing session. So I think there's something to that. So for example, here's a title. This will be the first thing that's visible. If you guys saw me last night, the title was actually part of this image here. And this is the first, so this is day one. Title sequence, Tim Fielder, High John Conqueror, Diesel Funk. Chapter 1, Portalis Sanctorum, right? And I've done so many variants of this, and this was the one I feel pretty good about. And then here we have panel 1, right? Because you remember I've been doing breakdowns of all the panels and everything here. Also, I have to try to finish the flyer for my wife's play today, so I'll try to get to that as well. Here, what I'll do, let's see, we got this done here. Now I want to try to go to a panel 3. The goal is to try to finish one panel a day. I'm going to actually start moving towards that with my other projects, but let's go here. All right, we'll go up to High John Conqueror. Okay, good. We're going to go to panel. Oops, not pay. Panel. Oh, my eyes. All right, so for example, so that first panel, the one you saw with the title sequence, it actually looks like this. So this is how it'll play back to the viewer. It just shows you how I'm doing it. I got the copy there, do it, and I have this kind of flame effect that I apply, and that goes in there. And then, so that's what it is. So this is how I will be revealing stories. It'll go like this, and it'll play the entire sequence, and then it'll end with that. Now, I'll probably edit so that the final image will be up longer than normal. But, so for example, here's this. So we'll start there. We have this here happening. And of course, that'll take a little while to go through. But basically what it's doing is it's showing me drawing the work, painting the work, deploying all the different tricks of the trade that I utilize, and ultimately shifting it so that it becomes this widescreen image, which first is the title card, then it's the first chapter heading with High John looking at the viewer. And then, so that's what that is. So what I'll do is I'll just double click on this here. I'll just bring it over here. This will be good here. So this will literally play back like so. Okay. So there we go. So that's day 2. Day 3 would be this guy. Let's bring this over here. So this is day 3. So again, what I'm doing, everything I have a black border. I love the black borders. I think they have a power to them. So you can see here how I'm doing it. Then we come to the finished image. So start with this kind of energy sparkle, right? So that's good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go to panel 3, which will be right here. Here's the Clip Studio Paint. Now, the one thing about this was pretty good. I don't know, however, if, does it work? Let's see. Oh my God, yes, look at that. So panel 3 is now recorded. I was a little bit nervous about that, frankly. Right? So that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. However, there are 1 or 2 things I think I need to change with that. So what I'm going to do here, this is pretty good. I like the shifting, all those type of things happening. I think, however, I need to, so we got our border there. That's good. We got that there. That's good. We got this here. Then we have this kind of very bright light, but I feel like, it's on a soft light. Let's go to overlay. All right, overlay seems a little bit more stark. And again, that's good. This is good. This is good. But here what we have is, I'll move that right there, right? So we go from here to here. So I like that kind of greenish look. Although we probably don't want it to be so green. We want it to be, well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how we can work that out. This is a thought. So we go from here to here. So I like that. Maybe what I need to do is to take, watch this guys, we're going to take this here. We're going to change the color on this. We're going to go to Command U. We're going to alter that color. There we go. So that's a little magenta. Let's go in the opposite direction here. There we go. I think that's good. Right, we want this to feel electric, not necessarily blue, white electric. We want it to feel orange electric like fire. So that's good there. In fact, and I'll put that render a little bit, but we go here. So that extending to this, that's pretty good, right? Boom, bam, boom. And that's 2 days, right? Again, 1 panel a day. That's all I'm revealing. Now, this will also have, you should know, it will have a little, how would I say? It would have a little dialogue in this as well. But those will be the last things that I'll do. I mean, I'll eventually extend this stuff so that it will have dialogue in it. So for right now, we're good there. But I think this needs a little bit brighter kind of texture. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to pop a new layer here, and I'm going to go to like a right yellow, not too yellowish. We'll go here to our kind of charcoal effect. There we go. Yep. See? So I like that. So this kind of effect here gives the impression of like a great kind of substantial energy source. Right? That's the look we're going for. And then here I can reduce that down. There we go. Now let's take this a little bit brighter right there. And the reason why we want this to be a little bit brighter, because again, we want it to have the impression of an explosive energy source happening. And you can see now, even by doing that, that's coming off a little bit brighter. So that's pretty good. But we want to make sure that we move it to add glow. Oh, that's interesting. So look how explosive that is. But what I'm going to do is just reduce it down just a little bit. There we go. Because we still want to be able to see the shape of the thunderbolts, of the crackle, right? So again, we're going from here to here, right? Here to here, right? That's pretty good. I like that. I like the streaks in here because, again, I want the line work to show up in this art. That is what I want. I do want that feeling, that vibe happening. Let's see. Let's go here a little bit wider here. All right, Substack seems to be going. LinkedIn is going. Thank you so much. Facebook is rocking and rolling. Let's see here. Okay, we're good there. I think we're good. Okay. And we're down to our, okay, that's working. This is good. YouTube. YouTube is going. Both YouTubes are going. And the one thing I don't have here, which I haven't had in a second, I don't know why it just slipped my mind. I am also streaming on Kick, as well as I'm streaming on Kick as well as Twitch. Just need to make sure that we go to our channel here. Yep, we're rocking and rolling. This is good. And then we got another one here. We're going to go to Twitch. Now, I was looking at this guy named Caleb Ralston, who I consider to be quite fascinating as a kind of marketing brand person. And he was basically talking about the idea that doing this type of work, but not focusing, trying to be omnipresent on multiple streaming platforms, it might be a little bit foolhardy. That what should happen is I should, or people who are in my situation should really just concentrate on one platform, right? And if I was going to do that, I would be on the fence, maybe a little. If I was going to do it now, I would say I love live streaming. It's exhausting, and I always feel a little few butterflies before I begin, but I like this because it allows me to do my work. Now, I'm 1,000% certain, people are not going to really be keen on sitting up watching me draw all day, right? Particularly if I'm talking and not drawing, right? But we will see. We will see. I love it because it means I get my... Excuse me, would you stop yelling, please? Thank you. Yeah, anyway, she never learned her inside voice. All right, so part of what I'm doing is I am working with this, trying to get this project done, but I recognize this is going to be iterative, right? So that's why I know I'll be going anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day. And I've considered stepping it up once I get under the engine a little bit. Anyway, so we have this here. We have, let's see, let's move this down here. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 days. This is 4 days. This is an entire week of content. So I'm going to do one more. All right, let's save this. Now, hold on. There was one other thing I forgot to show you guys here. This is a thing that I am enjoying doing a little bit. I think it adds some flavor. So it's what I did on the cover. If you'll notice here, there are like kind of imperfections in this. Looks kind of muted. Just as we go here, if I zoom into this, you'll notice here, it looks kind of, it's like there's noise in there, right? It's because I wanted a kind of a noise texture to come through to make it appear to be kind of aged, right? That's what I was looking to do. So we go here, that's there. Here's that object there. You can't even really see it If I zoom into this, you'll see it. Hang on, let's go here. So you see, do you guys see that? See how that's a noise texture. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do Command C, then I'm going to do a Command V here. Now, notice what happens when I apply that texture. Look at this. See what happens? So it's the same drawing, but it's that noise that adds the implied detail that's so important to these drawings. And it makes it appear to be aged, right? And I like that. I like this. So I'm going to leave that there. In fact, I was going to go and generate a completely new noise, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that noise. That's fine. I can live with that. All right? So let's go here to our next image. And this one will be panel 4. All right, now, I thought about this. I thought about this a lot. And my issue with this image is that I don't have that much of an issue with this image. First of all, let me be very clear. There's something about it that's very cool. I'm looking at it, but I'm thinking maybe do I need to do an overpaint on this thing? I don't know. But if we go here and we go to time lapse, export time lapse. So you see what I'm saying? One of the mistakes I made with this was I didn't record the drawing, which is okay. It's all right. And I felt bad about that, but I felt like what it did was it gave me an opportunity to perhaps redo some things, right? So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to turn all these off, right? I'm going to turn these off, turn this on, all right? I'm going to go here, time lapse. I'm going to turn this off by clicking on time lapse. I'm going to go to delete and turn off. Okay, so now I can go back here and go to record time lapse. Right, so this is how that image will start. That image will start like this. Right, all right, Kick is going well. Twitch is going well. Facebook seems to be behaving itself. Thank you. Substack, thank God. Again, Substack is my problem child. Once you start it and don't touch it. Leave it alone. That's my rule of thumb when it comes to this stuff. All right, both YouTube channels are going well. YouTube has been a pretty cool kind of setup for me. All right, now, here's what I'm going to do. This might be a little bit weird, but it's okay. It's all right. So I'm going to take, we want to leave that there. Okay, one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom in here. And I think I want to draw this character. All right, so we got that. Of course, we had the original drawing here. Let's see if we can find it here. I'll just click through these guys here, and then, okay, that's close, actually. That's close. Nope. Nope. Sort of. That's sort of there. Alrighty. There we go. Now, I'm looking at this here. There's part of me that actually likes that. I kind of like that. But if I was going to do something with it, probably what I would do now that I'm looking at this here, he needs to be bigger in the shot, doesn't he? He needs to be bigger in the shot. So here's our border here. So we know, where's our border here? Let's see here. Let's check this out here. There is our border right there. Okay, so the issue is not so much that he's there. He needs to be bigger and shifted down. So let's do this here. And I like all of the debris and the stuff there. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to we're gonna go to lasso tool. We're gonna pop right here. All right. I hit Command T. Oops. Go up. Hang on. Right here is the one we want. Command T. Get that. There we go. All right, that's pretty good, but I think I need to do this. You know, I could stretch this out on my own. I could. But, you know, maybe what I need to be doing is this. I need to take this tool. There we go. Whoops. Take it easy, buddy. Let's get Command D. There we go. So it's like this, right? He's like that. So that's not bad, not bad. But perhaps just a little bit of smidgen here. All right, now there's another page that I've decided I'm gonna add here. There we go. Command D. So the way I had done everything before, it was like I had done the stuff and I forgot a sequence that's very important to this character's this origin story here. All right, now let me go here again. Let's take this. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Now I'm going to turn off the base here because I don't think I need that anymore. I need to be able to work with him right here. So let's take this. We're going to go to our tool here. We're trying to keep everything as clean as possible, even though I know with all of this shadow stuff here, it might not be as clean. And that's all right. I don't mind that. Go here. There we go. Yes. There we go. All right. There we go. This guy has kind of a afro happening, kind of a mini afro. Okay. Go here and erase a bit. All right, so it's 525, which is good. 525, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. There we go. All right. And sometimes the way we will color this stuff, it'll be done with a overlay, right? And sometimes it'll be done with straight line artwork. I'll play it by ear. I reserve the right to do it however, you know, the feel is for me. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so that's pretty good there. Turn this here. I think I want to. Now, here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go to E for eraser. Yes. And I want to make this circle around him a little bit more pronounced. I'll explain to you what I mean by that in a moment. So if I'm going here, this is actually not terrible. One of the objectives I had with this is I wanted it to be a lot of like very frantic kind of chaotic energy, but I was trying to do this and draw faster because I was really trying to do this as a comic book. That was the idea. And you know, there's some things still to that I want to be able to do. Here. All right. Now watch this. There we go. See this? See that line there? There we go. Now, let's take an eraser here. Go around this. And what it is I want it to be as if he's landing in a white pit. That's the objective. All right, and I don't need to start. I don't need to be perfect. I just need it to be done. All right, now we'll go here. There we go. There we go. Pop that in there. See how so where it is? See where he is? He's kind of landing. Well, he's a little bit off centered, isn't he? So let's do this. So we're gonna take this here. Oops. Right. And right there is good. Okay, good. Let's see here. We want to take this. Okay, there we go. See? So he's like set down right in the middle of this. Now, let me put a little bit more musculature in this. Oops, not too much. Don't take it easy, buddy. There we go. See? Not bad. Not bad. Now, I think his left hand, this one here, could be a little bit more pronounced than just jammed in there. So let me do this. Take this. Right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. I feel pretty good about that. I like this here. All right. With this shadow work here happening. Okay, not bad. I kind of like this stuff popping off there. Okay. Now that we have this, I also used a ground texture, which was pretty good, but there was something about it I didn't like with that. Let's see here. What we could use that. But if I'm going to use it, there's a certain way I need to use it. And I kind of like that feel of chaos here. So let's turn this line artwork off. See, that's pretty good. Right? That's pretty good. But I think what I want to do is modify this image here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, it's going to be a little weird. Let me take this and I'm going to reduce the resolution down on that so I can see the image that I'm working on underneath. All right, now I'm going to take this here. There we go. Command U. Bump that luminosity up quite a bit. See? That's pretty good. So now we have this kind of vibe happening here, right? And I can go in and paint this stuff here. Let's paint this. Let's paint this in, but what we're going to do here is we're going to take the yellow that is inherent in this image here, right here. There we go. Now let's take this. We don't have to use, we can still use the brush that we've got. Right? So we'll go here. See? There we go. There we go. There we go. Good. Yes. Okay, this iPad here is getting very low on power, and I do not know why. But we're not going to worry about it for right now, because we're not going to really be using the iPad that much right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. See? Not bad. There we go. I think you guys can see pretty much what's happening now. And I'll go through with this a little bit of overlay. There we go. See? See what's happening? How it's sort of a very real kind of element of like kind of a, this is a physical phenomenon, but there's a part of it that's kind of supernatural, which is will be alluded to and shown in the story. Okay? There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Now I like that there. That's pretty good. Let me turn this off here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go around this with a little bit of lighter airbrush here. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. See? There we go. See what's happening? There we go. Right? And I'll actually do this as well. All right. There we go. Yes. Yes. Okay. We're getting this kind of vibe happening there. I like this a lot. Go here, on top. There it is. So you see how that's kind of creating this kind of weird kind of energy pool? That's really what I want. I want that kind of feel that this guy is being, you see those like stars, like supernatural stars, you know. I want to be able to have this kind of thing happening. There we go. There we go. Now, so we got that. Now, I'm going to take this brush here and I'm going to do like this. Watch this. See? Add even more of a highlight there. There we go. So we're good here. This is pretty good. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, let's put this background in here. Now, where I have the background set, which is not bad, I think one of the things I'm gonna do. Wow, look at that. That is pretty creepy, isn't it? How about we take this and we move this up here? And right now that's set to multiply, but what if we go to overlay? Wow, I think it's a little bit too extreme. But we're going to turn this off for right now and turn that off right there. Let's see here. What happens if we go? Oh, now there it is. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I like that. I like that vibe. I like that kind of feeling to it. And what we'll do is we'll turn on the background here. But right now that's set to multiply. Let's move that to normal. There we go. See what I'm saying? So now we have something that kind of works. Okay, that kind of works. And we can add some more stuff to it as well. Let's see. But right now, I think we're good for where we need to be at the moment. All right. So now let's see what's here. Oh, that's interesting. So these sparks here that I did in the previous version, they kind of still work. But I think what I'm going to do here is take this pin here, and I'm just gonna, right? There we go. There we go. There we go. Put a little bit there. Sparks in the back. Alrighty. All right, it is 5:42. Not gonna be able to go too long tonight because I got this volleyball match I have to go to in another hour, hour and a half. And which is fine. It's fine. There we go. So, there are times like this right here is really the background here is somewhat of a photo. I'll use photos. I mean, if Jack Kirby could use photos, I will absolutely use photos. Yes, I will, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever gets the look that I'm going for. I mean, I got to paint over it when I do it, but that's what I will do. Okay, so that's not terrible. Okay, good. Let's see here. Nope. All right, so we've got this. Now we want to put this guy in here. Now this guy, here's the interesting thing about him. He's down underneath this. I think he needs to be above this, like that. Is that right? Sort of all right. Sort of all right. Let's go here. Yes. There we go. That looks not halfway bad. However, let's take an eraser here. We're going to erase this stuff on this edge there. See, I don't think we need that stuff there. I mean, we're going to keep some of the line work in here. We're definitely going to keep some of the line work. We want it to look like he's coming down like hot. That's what we're doing. And we want there to be chaos. And there's going to be some things we're going to do here. Visual effects, if you will, to kind of bring things. Like, see, I had shadow and light there. I'm going to leave this off for the moment. So we'll go here. All right. So we have here. Let's zoom out. So we got this bolt here. And of course, you can't really use that bolt because that bolt has a dividing line in it. I don't want that. Let's try this. That's interesting. But before we do that, how about we do this? Let's take this guy here. Now we're going to go here and we're going to add in a little line work. And I'll turn off. Okay, so here it would be inner slider light. Okay, got that. This will be lines. This will be, let's see what's happening here. Okay, that'll be tones. Okay, we got it. Okay, there we go. See, I'm liking that. That has kind of interesting effect once we... Hello, Mark Edwards. How you doing? Good to see you. Let's see here. Let's see, how are we going to do this? So this guy's being brought down from a portal from the sky. So again, let's review this. He's going here. All right, that's the title sequence or title card. Bolt. Let's zoom out here. Right? So there's that bolt that's coming up from the top. Then it transforms to a large bolt. Doing good, Mark. Doing good. Mark Edwards. Do I know you, Mark Edwards? I don't know if I... Do I know you, Mark Edwards? Your name sounds really familiar. Probably don't, but if I do, hello, good to see you. If I don't, pleasure to make your acquaintance. All right, so we got this here. All right, now let's see here. Let's see. We met. Oh, where do we meet? Where do we meet, Mark? Let's see here. And I hope I didn't embarrass myself when I did that. All right, let's see here. Let's go. This is, boy, is this. Oh, that's why there's no power. I was wondering, why is my iPad not getting any power? It's like, it's because it's not plugged in, you idiot. There we go. So now we have power. Okay. Ah, okay. Pleasure. Yes, I get it. Was this at the Black Metropolis signing, Mark is saying that I met at NYU at my book signing. I assumed that that would be uh, at um, at Gallatin Galleries. Boy, that had to be almost 10 years ago. Okay, pleasure. I'm assuming that's it. Let's see here. So anyway, so we got this. So we got this. We got that. Then we got this. And again, understand. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. So you have a copy of Death Comes in Fours and maybe Maddie's Rocket. Do not sell those books. Only about 50 of them remain in the world. Don't sell them. I have a few myself, but don't sell them. Is that the one with the fold out cover that you can unwrap it? And it's the guy with the kind of dreadlocks and he's being held by these metallic tentacles. That's called Death Comes in Fours. I don't have a copy of it here with me in Fayetteville, but yes, do not sell. Hang on to it. That is a part of visual Afrofuturist history, I call it. Maybe not. It's overblown. I know. Anyway, so let's see here. We got the tones here. So since these tones will be appearing underneath the drawing, here's what I'm going to do. Not sure. Okay, it's all good. No worries. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to do a little yellow here. Watch what I'm going to do. See? There we go. All right, I'm going to turn, no, I'm going to turn this off. Nope, leave that on. You have Infinitum. Thank you. Thank you so much. Infinitum is, yeah, that was a labor of love to do that one. That one was tough. That one was tough to do. But I'm grateful to have done it. I'm aware of Mark has a copy of Infinitum. Thank you so much for that. For you folks who don't know, I'm the author of this book here called the Infinitum, an Afrofuturist Tale. It was published by HarperCollins back in 2021, so it's getting a little bit old in the tooth now. And my intention for doing Infinitum was to do a story that was effectively about all of the different iterations, meaning it worked in different ways. On one end, it worked as a sort of a story about immortality. A lot of people think, oh, immortality would be cool. I don't know if immortality, well, that's not true. I know that immortality would not be cool because basically you're outliving everyone that you know over and over again because you can't die, right? It is not the way to be. It's like, there are people who have this fascination, like the vampire Lestat. Nah, not interested in that. Because if you do that, then you basically outlive everybody that you love. Heck, even all those you hate. And you just keep going. Even when things are bad, you're still going. And that was the idea behind Infinitum, to be able to do something that would have a sort of vibe to it that was epic in scale, that transcended notions of race, which I know is tricky, but I wanted to transcend race and time and space. So that was one way I wanted to tell a story about us. It is. I do recognize the book in certain ways is not the kindest to. There are female characters in there that sadly are mistreated because the main character is a monster. He is a monster. He is not a nice person. But if George R. Martin can be cruel, then I want the right to be able to be cruel in my stuff as well. I think it's important that we not shy away from brutality, because we have brutality in our lives, we have brutality in our world, particularly now. It's just you can't avoid it. It's just part of what's happening, right? And we have to be honest with ourselves about, what. Oh, it looks like my sister-in-law just getting home now. But we have to be realistic and honest with ourselves about the world we live in. I think it's our kids need to see that, and that's part of what I tried to do with this book. To do something that was big. I didn't want people of color to read my book and feel like they were just looking at some kind of soft vanilla story. Even though, hey, I'm a huge fan of soft vanilla stories. Let me not try to, I don't want to be completely ridiculous. I do want to state for the record, I'm all down for soft vanilla stories. I think they have their place in their space. Okay. Hey, dear, how you doing? I'm doing good, doing good. This is my sister-in-law who just got in, and the dog is wagging his tail because he's happy to see his buddy. All right, bam. Okay, good. All right, so we're good there. Now, let me just take a few of these little lines here. That might not help much, but there we go. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. Here we go. Pop this. Now, so these lines here, see that stuff there? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to erase this stuff that's over his body. See that? Because we want these elements to appear to be behind him. See? Want that to be behind him. I can put stuff in front of him, but I want it to be behind him. So as you can see now, he's actually standing out from the background, which is pretty cool, right? Now, let's see here. Do we want to put a shadow there? That shadow, there's something about that shadow I don't like. But you know what? I suppose. Let's take. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Eraser. Huh. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. There we go. Sorry, wrong layer. And go here. The kids that look like they're getting ready to head out for volleyball, so I may have to shut down in a few minutes. I'll try to get a little bit more work done here. There we go. See? See what's happening? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see here. Now, here's the moment of truth. I need, because again, what I'm going for here is like, look, this image here is a bit disingenuous. I'll explain what I mean. I like it, but it's so clean. It's so clean. And clean is good. Nothing's wrong with clean. But I want to do for this one a fusion between a comic book and clean. So it might alternate depending upon the scene. Okay, so we got that. All right, not bad, not bad, not bad. So he's there. So we can go here. All right, now I would love to use that, but there's something wrong with that boat. So let's go here. Oh, that's pretty good. Now look at that. Look at that when that hits him. See what I'm saying? That's not bad. How about this one? Oh, that's interesting. But we still got that kind of thing because it popped in there. See that? Doggone it. Doggone it, man. Not terrible. Not terrible. Let's see if we go here. How about, yeah, that's good. That's good. That is good. All right, let's try to do this. We're going to go here to a bright. We're going to stick this right off in here. Yes, there we go. See? Now watch how I fix this repair here off in this part. Going to go here. Let's see. Bam. Oh, take it easy there, buddy. Right there. Yep. See? So we have this here. So that's there, right? Pretty good. There we go. Just like that. All right. There we go. Not terrible. But I'm going to blur the edge of this. And I'll show you what I mean by blurring the edge. See how hard that is? We want that to be blurred. So we're going to go through this. See? It says blurring. All right, now I have to add more effects on this, obviously. But for this particular shot here, that's not bad. Let's see, what's this? Oh, there it is. There it is. I was wondering, where's my bolt? There's the bolt. There is the bolt. Let's see here. How are we going to do this now? So we got to do one thing here. So this is the bolt glow copy. Ah, that's what that is. Watch this, guys. So I'm going to go here. It's add glow. See how that? Ah, see that? How that glow is really there? See how that really gets bright? Now that's not bad. I can live with that. I can live with that. Because he's wearing a coat when he first gets sent to this location here. But let's see here. Let's see if we can do this. It's going to be a little weird, but watch. Watch what happens here. Now, I'm going to steal this from James Cameron, but that's okay. Cameron stole a lot of stuff too, like Avatar. All right, so let's go here. Hey, man, I don't know if he stole Avatar. I'm just talking, right? And we go in here. So we're going to go here. But, you know, it's like Dances with Wolves with blue aliens, right? And there's nothing wrong with Dances with Wolves with blue aliens. All right, so go here, right? We're going to, all right, let's see if this is going to work here, guys. Let's go here. We're going to, I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. Let's see. We're going to take a layer. We're going to take our airbrush. We're going to take a white here. Okay. As a matter of fact, we'll do it just like this. Okay. Now we will take yellow. We're going to put a little Kirby crackle on there, obviously. Got to put a little Kirby crackle. Wouldn't be the same thing without Kirby crackle, right? Got to put a little Kirby crackle on there, baby. Baby. All right, going here. There we go. And, of course, I can squash and stretch this out as needed. I'll show you what I mean with that. Now, here's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to do this. So this is good. Right? That's good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Right? There we go. See? There we go. Now, hit Command D. Right? Now I'm going to go here. Just a little bit on the outside. Just to make that kind of circle here, this energy ball, to be a little bit imperfect. Right? There we go. Let's go here on this side here. Pop that. Sorry about that. There we go. So that obviously pops into that bolt there. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad, baby. Not bad. Let's take a little bit of more crackle here, particularly at the top here, this section. There we go. Now I'm doing this here. Watch, I'll show you why I'm doing that in a moment. There we go. Now I'm gonna pop this to add glow. Wow, look at that. Look at that. See what I'm saying? We're trying to add that drama. We're trying to add that drama. That's what we want. But we also need that geometric feel to it, right? So now we can go here, pop a little particulate here. Goes on here. Now let me see here. Instagram is still going okay. Facebook seems to be rocking and rolling. Let me refresh that. That's good. Substack, don't touch it. Don't touch Substack. Leave Substack alone. We have here and LinkedIn going well. Okay, great. Live drawing. YouTube is rocking and rolling. First day I had a few what I would classify as streaming issues, but you know, by and large, everybody wants to help Tim get more followers, but I don't know. I don't know. So then go here now. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. So I think I'm going to keep that the way it is, right? Let's do here. There we go. And see, we can go here along the edge. See how that particulate there. All right, we want to now go with an airbrush. And I'll show you what I mean. And go right here. See? There we go. Drop that down just a little bit. Still want that kind of brightness. Let's see here. Is that covering? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Pretty good. There we go. See? So having that electric glare around there gives this feel of like really powerful electric current. Very powerful electric current, which is the objective. All right, it is 6:06 now. I want to try to go for a few more minutes, and then we will work out. Wish I didn't have to go to Stone Mountain tonight, but I know I need to. So let's crank here. There we go. All right, let's go here. There we go. See? There we go. Yes. Now, bigger points. Watch this. And then we do it here. Take it there. See? That's really feeling like a brighter light there. Take here. There we go. Yes. All right, now, last thing. This is going to be a little weird here. We're going to go here to a little bit white. And I want this to be on a separate layer. Watch this, guys. I'm going to go here little glow. Then we're going to go here, little glow. Right? Here. There we go. See? And here we're going to just hit this with a little add glow, but we're going to bring this down. Right? See, because we don't want it to completely dominate the image. All right, so we got that. Now, this thing here is pretty good, but I think I need to erase just a little bit in there. I'll show you what I mean. Because one is arms to be visible. So here, I'm going to take the eraser here, and I'm going to go to a soft eraser. Now watch this. Right? So we got that. Pretty good. Then, so we got these guys here. Let's go here. Pop on the side there because we want his hands to be visible. All right, let's turn this off here, on and off. There we go. I knew I was erasing in the wrong place. There we go. Yes. Yes. Okay, great. That I can live with, but I think we need one more thing here. We'll probably need it on top of that. That's pretty good. Let's go here. Go here, and I'm going to take a black here, and I'm going to do this. There we go. See? Whoops. Oh boy, you can hear them like they don't want to be late. Oh Lord, here they come. All right, so I kind of like that. See that? I wanted that hourglass feel. I wanted that hourglass feel. Here's the other thing though. There's a part of me that has a problem with this line here being so thick. But I wonder what would happen if... So we got that, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. This is good. That is what we want. We want this one. That one. We want this one. We want this one. And that's the border. Okay, now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to deselect the border. So I've selected these images. See, there, here, here. But what I want to do is I want to take this particular, the warp tool here, and I want to make that bolt here, the big one, thinner. So watch this. See? And the reason why, whoops, let's take it easy there. There we go. Okay. Bathroom break. Let's take a bathroom break, guys. Get a bathroom break because I can feel it. I got to take a bathroom break. Be right back. Let's see here. Hang on. Oh, God. Bathroom break. Oh, boy. I got to go to the bathroom.